Woods, you guys got your test to work on, so that's all you're going to do for the day is work on that test. That should take you the whole class and maybe then some. For you guys, have you pull out your calculators, and we're going to see if you remember how to do these. I'm going to have you find the sine of 67 degrees. .920. We'll give Hunter a chance here to see if he concurs. .920. Sine of 67. How about the tangent of 18 degrees? .324? 325? Yep, it is .325 if you round it. And how about the cosine of 41 degrees? .755. Perfect. Here's where the fun starts. Cotangent of 29 degrees. So we're going to use tangent. The big question is the reciprocal inside the parenthesis or outside? Outside. When we're using the regular function, the reciprocal key goes outside the function, outside the parentheses. So what's that give us? 1.804? Perfect. 29? Tangent 29. Yep, 1.804. How about secant of 49 degrees? What function gets used with secant? Yep, cosine. So use the 49 and then the reciprocal key. And the reciprocal, once again, is outside the parentheses. What'd you get? 1.524. Good. So you do cosine 49, close parentheses, and then reciprocal. Now it's just regular cosine. How about the cosecant of 61 degrees? That's going to be the sine. 1.143 works for me. Any questions on any of those? What if I tell you that the sine of x equals 0.779? How do you find x? Well, this is the inverse sine. So this is just second sine 0.779. It's going to give us 51.17 degrees. Get to work? So what if I tell you that the tangent of x equals 3.92? Something's off there. So second tangent, 3.92. 75.69 I get.
Yes.
Oh, he said the decimal point in the wrong spot.
I had 75.6.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. Get to work. Cosine of x is 0.117. A 3.28 degrees works for me. Cosecant of x equals 2.35. So inverse cosecant is going to use the inverse sign. Does the reciprocal go inside or outside of the parentheses? When we're doing an inverse, it's inside the parentheses. So it's second sine 2.35. Then reciprocal, close the parentheses. 25.18 degrees. Let's get it to work. Second sine. And then you put the 2.35, then you hit the reciprocal key, then close the parentheses. 25.18. What if I tell you that the cotangent of x equals 3.92? So it's going to be the inverse tangent, 3.92 with the reciprocal inside the parentheses. And yes, it should be 14.31 degrees. And finally, if I tell you that the secant of x equals 2.78. $68.91, that works for me. What do you think? Not horrible? So I give you a right triangle where I have angles A, B, and C. And I'm going to give you sides labeled. Oh, what do I want to do here? $12, $35, and $37. Obviously not drawn to scale. Cosine of angle B. So this is angle B. Now, 37 is what side of the triangle? That's the hypotenuse, no matter what we're looking at. Now I'm going to do some color coding here. I'm going to mark angle B in blue. According to angle B, the 35 is which side? The adjacent. And the 12 is the opposite. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to label A in red. According to angle A, the 12 is the adjacent and the 35 is the opposite. So depending on which angle we look at, these legs trade places. So we're looking at the cosine of B. Cosine is what two sides? Adjacent over hypotenuse. B, which side would be the adjacent? Here's B. That would be the 35. And the hypotenuse? 37. Sine of angle A. Sine is what two sides? Opposite over hypotenuse. So according to angle A, which one's the opposite? 35. 37. Now, A and B are complements. They add up to 90 degrees. So it makes sense. The cosine of one equals the sine of the other. So having those two be the same ratio does make sense. How about the tangent of angle A? Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Which one's the opposite according to angle A? 35, and adjacent? 12. Secant of B. Secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. Secant should be hypotenuse. What's the hypotenuse? Is the 37. That one doesn't change. According to angle B, which one's adjacent? 35. Cotangent of B. Cotangent is adjacent over opposite. So for B, what's the adjacent? 35, and opposite? 12. Once again, cotangent A and B are complements. So the cotangent of B should equal the tangent of A, and they do. Cosecant of B. Cosecant is what? Hypotenuse over opposite. So the hypotenuse is 37, and according to angle B, the opposite would be 12. Wonderful. And that's pretty much it. I think you guys are ready for your quiz as well.